Hi everybody. I just wanted to take a minute here to kind of walk you through my accounting lab to make sure you know where everything is. Hopefully you've been poking around a little bit and checking out some of the resources, but I just wanted to give you a little walk through here and make sure you get the most out of it here. So hopefully you started with the start here. So let me just briefly walk through some of the course policies and my suggestions and that kind of stuff, and then we'll get to some of the more technical aspects of my accounting lab. So the orientation that I posted for all of you, do make sure you read this, because this is going to answer a lot of your questions. By this time you should already be enrolled there, so I'll skip over that. The most frequently asked questions. The 3 exams are on campus. Everything else you will do on your own at home or at the Student Success Center or whatever, wherever you're working. There are deadlines, and there are, I'm definitely, you stick to the deadlines. I am not extending due dates for homeworks or quizzes. So therefore I recommend do not procrastinate. All your due dates are on Sunday nights, and you have something due pretty much every Sunday. So you need to budget your time accordingly. I strongly recommend that you do not wait till Sunday night for 3 reasons. One is everybody waits till Sunday night, and Pearson runs very slowly on Sunday, so it'll take you longer to do the same assignment if you wait till Sunday. The second reason is that if something comes up and you waited till Sunday night, you're out of luck now. So if you waited till Sunday night, and I have in here, have a backup plan in effect. But if you wait till Sunday at 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock, you don't have time to employ that backup. So your internet goes out, your computer's down. I'm not going to extend the due date for that. So don't wait till Sunday. Also, there's all kinds of ways for you to ask for help, but I'm not on here 24/7. So if you wait till Sunday at 11 to send me an email, I'm probably not going to see it in time. And then the third reason is that I give you 3 attempts at every homework and 2 attempts at every quiz. So as long as you give yourself enough time, there's no reason not to be getting A's on those. If you wait until the last minute, you will barely have time to get it done, and so you won't give yourself a chance to redo it for the higher grade. So don't wait till Sunday. There's nothing that is synchronous. We don't have to be on at the same time, and there's no group projects. Can you work at your own pace? To a certain extent, yes, you can work ahead, but you cannot work behind. All right. So if you want to, if you know you're going to be out of town, or you're going to be busy at a certain time, you can work ahead of schedule. You just can't go on vacation for a week and then come back and say, okay, I'm ready to go do those now. So if you know you're going to be gone, you do them ahead of time. You can expect an online course to take more of your own time. So think of it as if you were spending the time that you would going to class and then doing the assignments. And honestly, it'll probably take a little bit more, because you might have to go through the stuff, 2 or 3 times, some of the stuff, for it to sink in rather than to come into class. But I do have a lot of resources, but it's up to you to use them, and that does take time. Again, if you're traveling, or you're going to be away, or you're going to have a busy time, do it before you go. It's all posted there now, so you can definitely work ahead. And the best way to contact me is definitely email. Tips for doing well. You need to take responsibility for your own learning. So I'm here to help, but a lot more is on you with an online class. And so you have to be motivated, and you have to be self-disciplined. And so it does take a lot of self-discipline to do well in an online course. There are a ton of tools in here, which I'm going to show you, but it's up to you to use them. So I can show you what's there, but I can't do it for you. Do not procrastinate. That's probably the biggest piece of advice I have for anyone in any online class, but especially in this one. Have a backup plan, and again, give yourself enough time to use it. Practice, practice, practice. That is the only way to learn this stuff. You will never learn accounting from watching somebody else do it. You have to do it. And I have lots of optional practice things in here for you So that it's not part of your grade, but it's there for you to learn and to help you practice what you're learning. That's what'll make it sink in, and that's ultimately what'll make you do better on the tests. The weekly workflow I recommend. I know this seems like a lot of work, but this really is your best chance for success. So read the chapter first. I have videos posted for every chapter. Watch those. I have practice problems. Do those before you get to graded assignments. The videos are me working the practice problems or something very similar to them. And they're not part of your grade, but they're there to help you. Some people actually go back and do the practice problems later as we get closer for a test as kind of a review, and that's fine too. There's more than one right way to do this. Do the homework. Again, you get 3 attempts, so give yourself time to use those. If there's something that you're still struggling with even after the homework, there's a study plan I'll show you. Not part of your grade, but a good way to do it. Some people need more practice than others before the concepts sink in. After you've done that, after you've worked through, you've read it, you've watched the videos, you've done the homework, I think it's a great idea at this point to make yourself a cheat sheet for that chapter. Include the key concepts, include things, explanations for things that you struggled with or think you'll have trouble remembering. This is going to help you with the quiz. The quizzes are timed, so this will help you not spend the whole time flipping through your book and looking for stuff, but it'll come in really handy for the exam because it is customized for you and what you need help remembering, and it's going to save you a lot of time, especially when you're taking the exam and it's been weeks since you worked on that chapter. This is going to help you recall that information a lot more quickly. Then take the quiz. Again, you've got 2 attempts, so give yourself time to take those attempts. And then after you've done all that, it would be a good time to kind of modify or update that cheat sheet. When you take the quiz, you're like, whoa, I completely forgot about that. I need to put something about that on here. And again, that's going to, it seems like a lot of time now, but it's going to save you so much time when you come to the exam and really help you perform a lot better. That's enrolling, and so everybody, I think, is already enrolled. The syllabus, here's how to find me, here's what you're going to learn. I'll let you guys read those. Assessment procedures. Your grade is 20% homework, 20% quizzes, and then there are 3 exams that are each 20%. You have a homework and a quiz for each chapter, and we cover 11 chapters. And I will, at the end of the semester, drop the lowest homework grade and the lowest quiz grade. So that's why, that's one of the other reasons I don't extend due dates, because I do drop the lowest grade. That won't happen till the end of the semesters when I go through and drop that. But so if something comes up one week, that's the one that gets dropped and you're okay. If you have a problem every single week, then that is, you need to maybe make some changes there to your process. What else is in here? So no duty extensions on those. You're not going to cheat, and there's the topics that we're covering. And the last thing in here is the schedule. You can see all of your due dates are Sundays, and you have something due pretty much every Sunday. Oh, I think this is 102. Hold on. There we go. Here's yours. So here's the exciting topics that you are talking about this semester. And here's your schedule. Again, there's a couple weeks here. So for instance, chapter 2, so next week I don't have anything due, but chapter 2 and 3 are a little bit long, so kind of plan on spending a week and a half on each, but I didn't want to throw in a random Wednesday due date when everything else was Sunday. So that's why I made the chapter 2 homework is not due till the 28th, but I would plan to try to have it done about the middle of the week before. 2 and 3 are generally a lot of work for people, so and they require a little bit more practice, so plan on about a week and a half for each, but you've got some room in there. And other than that, you've got stuff due every single week. Usually 1 homework and 1 quiz due each week. So there's your schedule. All the due dates are Sundays, so plan your schedule accordingly. If you don't want to work on the weekends, just make sure you have it done by Friday. If you work like crazy all week and the weekend's the only time you have to do it, then you can still do it that way. Again, I just really try to avoid Sunday night if you can. And let's see. So that's all the stuff in Start here. Technical stuff regarding browser settings and that kind of stuff. A lot of times when people are having problems, that's what it's related to. So check that out. There's a link there to a browser check. You can make sure you have the updated everything that you need. I run I run my lab in Firefox is what I have going right now this minute, but I also use it, I think it prefers Chrome. I think it does not like Internet Explorer. It does okay in Safari, but like if I'm using my iPad or something like that, I have a Chrome browser downloaded as an app and I run it out of there, and it seems to run pretty well. I don't have any problems. Here's a couple other videos. I'm going to show you some of the features of my lab, but these are pretty helpful. They're very quick, just to make sure you're getting what you need. These videos are videos that I have made for you. Basically, it's some lecture, if you want to call it lecture, and a lot of me working problems. These would be the demo problems, so they'll be very similar to what you see in the practice demo problem sets that I'll show you here in a second. And so this is the next best thing to being in class. This is what you have in these videos. They are it's not just a PowerPoint. It's me working through problems. They're YouTube videos, so this will probably get loud here in a second, but it's essentially me working through
Hi everybody,
problems.
And here's our video.
So it's a screen capture, and you see I'm writing, so you can see my notes, and I'm talking as I write, and then there's a lot of me solving problems in there. So I have multiple ones posted for every chapter. I try to keep them brief, but they end up getting longer and longer. So those are there for you, and I think for most online students find those very helpful. Now, when we get to the assignments here, here's your assignments. Each week you have practice demo, homework, quiz. The practice demo ones are not part of your grade, but they're a nice warm-up, a way to start introducing some of these concepts, and that's, again, what you'll see in the videos. Then the homework is part of your grade, and again, you'll have 3 options for each one. The exercises with the E are a little bit shorter. When you get to the problems, those are generally fairly long, a little more comprehensive in there, so those are generally worth more points. I did want to show you, when you're in a problem, the first thing I generally do is full screen it there. Oops, there you go. A lot of times you have to click on this little icon over here on the left to actually get the data or the specifics on that problem. But the other thing you'll see here, up here on the right, you see question help. There's a couple things here that are really, really important and really valuable for online students. The first one is to help me solve this. Help me solve this will pull up a problem that is almost just like this, but with different numbers. And so it'll walk you through step by step and show you how they calculate every single number, sometimes almost too much detail. But they'll walk you through and show you, and so you can practice on this one. And then once you got it, here's another thing you can see. Let's see, let me skip ahead on this one. Oops. If you see those little red marks, where did that go? Like this, that means I got that one wrong. So what it's showing me now is the correct answer. If you click on that, it'll say you answered nothing, because I skipped over that and I didn't answer it. But if you keep going skip ahead, skip ahead, skip ahead till you get to the end, then you've got this whole problem solved for you. And so you can see I got these wrong, right, because I didn't put anything in there, but it's filling in the correct answer. So that's what those little things mean when you're reviewing your homework. But if I go to this help me solve this and I skip ahead to the end, then I've got the full thing solved for me with the numbers, and each one of these it'll show me how it got those numbers. And then you can say, okay, I got it, and then you can go back to and do the real problem. Demo docs are little videos that they make of them working through specific concepts. Some sections have videos for you, that these are Pearson videos, not my videos. E-text pages, this will pop you right to that section of the e-text, so you can look up those things. A calculator, and then there's Ask My Instructor. And Ask My Instructor is good because when you're working on, I'm working on problem 3, and everybody has a different version of problem 3, so I don't know exactly what you're seeing, so it's harder for me to answer. if you hit Ask My Instructor, I get a link to the problem you're working so I can see exactly what you're seeing and I can see the exact same numbers, and that does make it a lot easier for me to answer. So again, if you send that Ask My Instructor at 11:30 on Sunday night, you are not going to get an answer by your midnight due date. So, but I generally do answer those within 24 hours, and so I encourage you to use that. There's all these other resources available to you as well. So that's what it looks like inside one of the problems. I'll leave that. You can leave in the middle of a homework. It'll save what you did, and when you come back in, you can pick up where you left off. You don't have to finish it all at one set unless you want to. The study plan is here, and again, this is not part of your grade, but it's extra practice for you. I always go right here to all chapters. And the nice thing about this one is, let's say I'm working on chapter 3, and I'm fine with this, and I'm fine with this, but when I get here to this part, that's where I really need help. So I click on that, and this gives me all the problems in the book related to that topic. I can do one of them, I can do all of them, I can do 3 of them. It doesn't matter. This is not part of your grade, so you can do as little or as much of this as you want, but it's just if you want a little extra practice on something. Results will be showing you your grades. When you start a homework and you haven't really submitted it, see, it's given me a 0, so it looks like my grade is really bad. So when you're halfway through the homework, it'll look like you have a bad grade, and it'll bring your average down a little bit. But don't freak out about that. And really, until you get more assignments in there, the grade book's not going to be super helpful. And then I want to show you the e-text here. And this is included with the lab, and it's fine if you want to use this for your textbook and not a paper copy, whatever works for you. But this is the full, every single thing that's in the print copy is also in the e-text. So I'm doing chapter 1, and you can open up a specific section in here. And so I'm going to go to the accounting equation. So I can go to 2 pages here and see a little bit more at one time. I can make it smaller or bigger to fit more on a page. And I can search for certain things, I can highlight things, I can make little bookmarks, and so it can do a lot of neat stuff for you, but you do want to make sure you read the chapters. This is your biggest resource, so make sure that you use it. Let's see. Multimedia Library or chapter resources is probably a better way to look at that. So if you look at chapter 2, you could go to the homework. These chapter tests right here are not part of your grade. Those would be practice tests. If you take some of these, it'll narrow down the study plan sometimes for you, so that if you got it right in the quiz, it does things you don't need practice for that. But I can go in here and see some of the nice things are, some people like flashcards. This PowerPoint is the publisher's PowerPoint. They are very long. I don't really love them. Because they're a little bit too long, but everything is in there. And so there's all these things available to you. Videos for all kinds of things, solving problems, and just lecture, flashcards, demo docs where they kind of walk through things. You don't have to use it all. Don't feel like you have to use it all, but take a look and see what's there and find out what works for you. Like for me, flashcards aren't a big help, but other people, that really helps the material sink in. So you might love videos, you might hate videos, you know, so use your own learning style and use the tools that are going to help you. So I think that's about it. Feel free to call me or email me if you have any questions. I think that's about most of it. Like I said, there's so much here, so just look around and see what works for you and what doesn't, and make sure you use your resources and don't procrastinate. Make sure you give yourself enough time. Those are my biggest pieces of advice, and happy accounting.